you hear things too. I want to make sure that the way you hear them from the video sounds right. Because if they don't, then we need to adjust it.
Alright. Let's see if this works.
Adjusting the monetization too.
Alright, they can. I think they'll be able to hear me.
Will it be clear enough? Because that's been the problem these last few times.
Yeah, well, since I have the mic directly next to my face, I think we should be good.
Awesome. Well, the real test will be when we actually get in and start messing around, you know.
Yeah, we already got some people rolling in.
Good, good, good. I'm finishing up this. Good, good. We're getting there. All right, good. Thumbnail's all set. Monetization is all set.
Samuel Henderson says, hope you're doing okay, man. Keep dropping the dope content.
Thank you. We'll talk more about my dope content in just a little bit. All right. So one thing that we noticed in our last video is that the audio was a little wonky. It was hard for y'all to hear us. So what we're doing now is we're doing something a little different. We have both put on headsets and connected it to a party so that you can hear us both more clearly, rather than just have my microphone that I use for recording videos attached to the PS4, which made it difficult for you to hear both of us when connected to the game. So we're kind of experimenting with this to see how this works. So let us know if there are problems, or if something sounds wrong, like if you hear an echo, if you hear lip smacking too much, anything like that. Let us know if anything sounds wrong so that we know whether this is a good idea for the future or a bad idea for the future. So, and if we need to, we can always, if y'all say, no, this really isn't working, we'll just end this and we'll go back to normal microphone until we come up with a different idea. So let us know if anything needs to change. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get started. We won't be doing a long stream tonight either, simply because we started way later than I planned to. Dinner took a little longer to do, but we'll still have some fun. What are people saying in the chat, bro?
Right now, like they're just like sort of warming up. Like Gamer King's asking, how's the Princess Egypt video coming along?
Still coming along okay. I'm still scripting it out. The bit about the Angel of Death and the Passover is taking a little longer than I would have liked, just because I'm trying to go a little bit more in depth on the aspect of the lamb's blood over the door. I really want to make sure I get that as close to accurate as I possible from a cultural perspective. But the other aspect of that is it's hard to do that video because I know so few people watch it. It's almost like, I really want to do this video, but it takes days to do. That video takes days to work on, and it can be disheartening when I work on a video that takes days, and then I come and look and only like 30 people have seen it, and I'm like, oh, well, I spent my time wisely. Especially when I have so many other projects that I need to work on. Let's go. I've got to do a heavy, right? Let's do... How's Warlord? He's 4. You're 4. You're 1. You're 14. Let's go Conk-a-Donk. And we'll go my male Conk build.
Nick Schneider says, new viewer as of a few months ago, big fan of your content, keep it up and give them tonight.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. I doubt tonight will go as well as my night playing Dead by Daylight. I'm willing to bet that. Dead by Daylight last night went so well. Like, I did not expect it to go that well. I thought I was going to take an L in most of my matches, but I only took an L in one, and that was Survivor, and in all my others, I got 4 kills each time. Like, back-to-back-to-back wins. That was really cool. That was really sick. Hold on. Need a drink.
Says Lark has an echo. That's unfortunate. Probably just because I'll try to see if I can move away from yours. Your mic might be a little...
Part of that's because you can hear it in my microphone too.
Yeah, I'm moving a little bit further away, make it a little harder. Keith Burke says, yo, we're in the same match.
Keith Burke says we're in the same match? Oh, cool. Which one are you?
Okay, he's on your team.
I doubt it. Knowing my luck, he's probably on the other team.
resolve itself.
Well, even if we have a slight echo.
She's the new chef.
Oh, the new. Oh, okay. So you are on my team.
A bold choice.
No, I don't mind Nucia. Nucia's a fun good. Nucia's a fun character. She's just the weakest on in the game right now.
That's my point.
Well, I think it depends on what you're looking for. You're looking for a character that's going to be enjoyable, or you're looking for one that's going to get you easy wins.
True. For some people, though, the easy wins is the only thing they find enjoyable.
All right, let's see what we got. Another conch. Hi.
Whack. Sorry, Samuel. Not while we're testing stuff, man.
What's the question?
There was just like, it's like, I want to play with you. Because he was like, he was a little jealous of Keith over here being able to actually randomly get in the match.
Well, we didn't ask him to join in. He just kind of did, so.
It's just pure happenstance.
It just kind of happened. Sorry about that, guys. I know that sucks. Got something in my throat. What's up with me tonight?
Interesting. Static Ethan Pump. Hi, Raven.
What's up?
Gamer thinks, since you're into theology as well as myself, could you do a textual criticism video like comparing the Masoretic and Septuagint texts?
I would need to familiarize myself more with them.
Yeah, definitely.
I have studied mythologies and Abrahamic religions very extensively, but not all of them.
Samuel Henderson says he still loves you.
Oh.
Platonically.
I would hope.
Whack.
Got him. Oh, wrong execution. I didn't want this execution.
Shinobi's like, why?
I know.
Your brother's audio has a bit of an echo, but so far we can at least hear you over the game. Okay. I'm going to switch back. Oh, that won't affect it. It would need to be on your mic to be adjusted.
Wow, okay. So this Centurion just basically punch over and over again to keep my stamina from going back up. That's kind of cringe, not going to lie. I didn't mean to do that execution. That was the wrong button to press.
Ahoy there, Pirate Master.
Ahoy there. I'm Dave Landau. Oh, well, he always opens his things like, ahoy, how are you?
Yeah.
But that is Dave Landau.
He is exactly Dave Landau.
I've only gotten one kill. Dang it. I got to do better.
Well, you are playing Crocodile.
Yeah, I'm not good at Conquer. I've never been good at Conquer. Okay. Clear throat. Coffee break.
You don't drink out of it.
You're right about that. Okay, so here they come. Well, one comes. Ready for him. Whoever it is. You again!
Centura there.
Okay, good move.
Well, flail is a crap weapon. It has its uses, but like there's better conventional weapons. Hey, Raven Lark, it's Gregory. Hey, buddy.
Who is it?
Greg, Fabian, his saint name is Gregory, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Raven and Lark, it's Gregory again. If you and Lark could be a real-life Toronto hero, which one would you be and why?
Probably Black Prior. Dang it, Sent.
I'm probably going to have to go with Warden or Centurion. Those are my two favorites.
Actually, no, now that I think about it, maybe Lawbringer. I think I'd make a sick Lawbringer.
Oh, yeah. Anything for that pole axe, baby.
Plus, my avatar kind of already is a Lawbringer, isn't he?
Actually, we could probably get the best of both worlds, at least I could if I went Griffin and I went with the Greco-Roman armor.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way. That's the way.
Hey there, Cody.
So far, not doing too hot. I did pick Conqueror, so it's my own dang fault. I know there are lots of people who say, dude, you should just play Conqueror better. I can't! Nice try.
Oh, yes, the classic get good argument. It's like, I noticed you were playing that. Did you try not doing that? Like, if I only thought of that. Were it only so easy. She has it after the kidneys, man.
Dang it.
Harry, which Star Wars era would you rather be in? The Old Republic, the Clone Wars?
Is it Old Republic or Clone Wars? Old Republic, probably. Far more going on then.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to say the same.
The Clone Wars is just like, I don't know, it just feels too stagnant. I mean, I know that there's a war going on, but it's very basic.
Yeah, because it's... If you think about it, it's kind of weird because you have, like, both sides of it's very much expendable army and they're just kind of throwing at each other. It's weird. It's cool, but it's weird. That's part of the reason why it's cool. Hey, Raven, have you seen the one villain a scene videos? If so, who's your villain in their one villain a scene?
I have not seen those.
I'm assuming that it's like, that's like, what's your favorite villain, like, in what's like their one villain a scene that maybe like sets them apart. Ooh,
I'll keep knocking him down as long as it takes.
Oh, I know he wants to do it to you.
Gotta get my stand back. Stand back.
He's covering you.
Yes!
There you go.
Got him! Thank you for the help. Let's take your head off.
And the top. Alright. But, back to the question handout. What villain, like, in their scene just, like, sort of stands out to you? Like,
there are lots of scenes. Hold on. I call this payback for earlier, PK. Just saying. Just saying. You're done. Anyway, the Major speech really stood out to me.
The Major from Helsing.
Yes, the Major from Helsing.
That is a pretty good scene.
Up, here it comes. Yep, there we go. Oh, you pull a feed on me, okay.
So he has to think for feet.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot. Quite often when you put the pressure on another player, they just quickly throw something at you. Like, I did that to a gladiator just the other day. It was hilarious. I was beating the gladiator pretty soundly. He just throws a trident and then runs away. It was really funny.
Don't feel bad, Keith. You're playing one of the hardest characters to get across.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've been hearing all these videos from, like, folks like, Jandalier and Freeze and all these other, and Solid Soul, who are saying, like, man, Conk's rework is terrible. And for me, I'm kind of like, okay, he might not please all tastes, but I like it better than what he is now, because right now I do not like him. Oh, but right now he's so unique. I want a character I understand. I feel like I do not understand Conk.
Okay, let's see. Fabian says if he had to pick, he would probably be a Kensei or an Aramusha.
A Kensei or an Aramusha? Well, I'm Japanese. Sick. Well, at least you didn't say I was an Obushi.
No, not you. He was saying for himself.
Oh.
Let's be real. He wants the hat. It's got to be the hat. Let's see, Raven. Who's the best heavy boy?
Probably Blackprior.
Honestly, I would probably say JJ.
JJ's good, but Blackprior's ability with that riposte is so useful.
It's good, but like JJ's ability, like getting stamina back, and if the feats are lined up, you can help other people. That's pretty good if you know what you're doing. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. My issue with the riposte for the Black Prior is that it is so, like, you have to be very good to get your timing right. It's not something like JJ, a newbie can dance on players with. Black Prior, you have to get good with.
Yeah, all 4 of you beat me. Good job, guys. Good job. Y'all really shouldn't do that, though. It might trick people into thinking you're bad. I know you're not bad. You're all really good. You're all totally great at this. Don't make people think you're bad by ganking like that.
Yeah. Raven, what if Twilight was about monstrous vampires versus Wendigos and not a love triangle?
What was that?
They're asking if Twilight, the movie and book series, was about, instead of a love triangle, was focusing on violent vampires fighting Wendigos.
Vampires fighting Wendigos would, I mean, that'd be an interesting concept.
You could work something with that. It wouldn't be Twilight anymore, which is already an improvement.
Yeah, I mean, anything that's not Twilight already gets an A+. Like, that's already such a better step in the right direction. Like, Twilight itself is garbage. I will hear no arguments to the contrary. Hi.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Ethan says, I thought you would pick Apollyon and her death speech as your villain, as your go-to villain scene.
Both are good, but I love the Major's speech.
One of the reasons that Apollyon sort of resonated with us is because, particularly with Raven, is because we got a little bit of Major vibes there. The idea of, like, we're willing to, like, we don't care if we die, we just want our villainous plans to be enacted.
There you go. There you go. Ah, I died.
Oh, Fabian does I do see you and Lark as a Kensei or a Kyoshin.
I'm not a Kyoshin. Ooh, I'm not a Kyoshin. Way too edgy.
I would probably be, honestly, if I'm being realistic, probably a minion.
Well, let's be clear. I'm fine with being a Kyoshin or a Kensei. I thought someone was going to say I was a Nobushi, and I'm like,
only if Hannah gets her way.
Only if Hannah wins. And if Hannah wins, like, oh, hey, Conk, I see you emote spamming over there. You really shouldn't. Again, people will think you're bad.
To be fair, Conk, it isn't one of its nature to Conk spam, because Conk spamming is, like, it's been a thing since the beginning. It looks funny.
Very true. Very true.
I'm gonna hold that against it.
Why can't I?
I did say you couldn't. I'm signing for it.
Oh, well.
You go ahead.
I hate him.
Very good. Hey, Ray, if you could go back in time to any historical era of your choice, which one would you go and why? This is assuming you would be a local of the area and live there, and you'd be able to basically adjust in society, no problem.
Huh.
Because it kind of depends also, like, what status you would be, or assuming you could pick whatever status you want.
I don't even know. That's a good question. Let me think about that. Let me think about that for a while. That's a tough one. I need to think about that. Oh, what? We couldn't get enough people for the match.
Okay, let's see.
Sorry, I had to drink something.
What do y'all think about 4 edits? Huh?
Oh, 4 edits is that YouTuber that Eskimo Pie talked about. He's the one who supposedly constantly sets up Smurf accounts, only plays in death matches and stuff like that because that's where a lot of new players go to practice, and basically styles on them. And people have pointed out that he does these things, and he constantly tries to defend himself. Well, herself. She claims to be female, but no one can verify because she's never shown her face, and she always uses a robotic voice to do all the talking. My thought is it would be very easy for 4 edits to prove herself innocent by either just showing her face, showing herself in a Dominion match, or having a camera showing herself playing, showing that she's not misusing the controls to her own advantage. There are lots of ways that she could prove her innocence. She refuses to do it, and a lot of her defenses that have been brought up, like I remember when Eskimo Pie made his video explaining why 4Edits did all that, why he thought 4Edits was a fraud and all that, and her response to 4Edits, I thought, did not do a fair job in defending herself. I kind of looked at it and thought, is that really your defense? You know, like, it didn't prove anything. So I don't know anything about 4Edits. I'm not one to put any stock in that argument. I genuinely am not looking to antagonize anybody, but if you ask me, do I think that she's at least questionable? Yes. I think actually once I fought 4Edits. They're a PS4 player, right? I think that they are.
I'm unaware.
Whatever the case, I think I did, because I recall one thing that 4Edits love to do is they love to play Orochi and do like an emote where they twirl and then will deflect very easily. Like, and I'm like, that's kind of shitty, genuinely. So, whatever.
There are no females on the internet until proved wrong. That is the literal law. I mean, I think it's more of a code of conduct, but I'm not sure. He may have a point there. Oh, hey, the guys with the silly hat. What's it with these tiny hats?
What's up with your tiny
Did you
hats?
make a custom faction for some of your followers?
A custom faction for some of my followers? You mean like people like my fans? There's an Order of the Raven that I created, but that was on my Discord, and as people have proven, they can't use Discord responsibly. So if y'all want to go to my Discord group and join the Order of the Raven and be part of that group, feel free, but I will not be there more than likely.
Have a good night, guys. I'm sorry you couldn't stay longer. Poor guy tuned in. It was late where he was. The United Conglomerate says, I like the hack too bad you can't use it as a weapon. I might be able to use that as like an execution.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. That was scummy. But anyway, Gator's fine. Last I checked on him, he seems to be doing okay. Like every time I go by his pond, he seems to be doing just fine. He lets me get close, you know. I guess that's a sign of trust there.
He's probably doing. Oh, hey there, Anthony.
I can never time the guard break right when a shinobi dodges.
Nah, neither can I.
What are you doing?
I have to take a call.
Okay, gotcha. So Lark has to step away for a minute, so I can't read chat. Don't be gone too long, bro. Alright. Man, I have not been having good matches lately, and I'm playing my worst characters too. But also part of it is I'm I don't know. I don't want to blame crossplay for my bad performance, because how? Got him. Good job, Warlord. You got me. have a feeling we're not going to win this one either. Oh well. It is really ironic that I am a supposed For Honor content creator, but I am garbage at this game. I remember during Slanderous's video about the tier list, he said that my gameplay could be better, but he argued that that's not really relevant because I'm not really doing it to show off gameplay, and which is true. But I feel like I ought to be somewhat competent. Okay, he always goes into that guard break. Really? Really, Shinobi? Ah, oh, you cow. Good Lord. You are so afraid to engage, you're going to just leave a nail bomb in the middle of another person's fight. I didn't attack you, I attacked Pirate. Fine, whatever. Whatever. Go to A, you guys. I'm going to keep going to C and dying. Let me guess. Warlord here to... Yep. Wrong button, dang it! Wrong button, hurry up! Finish the execution! Finish it! Finish it! Did it! Whoa! Something's going on with my connection. Finally killed him. But that was weird, guys. Y'all notice that there was like a glitch out or something. Like it suddenly just sporadically glitched out on me for a second. I don't know what that was, but I managed to survive somehow. Did my latency burst up or something? Or was it one of them? It was weird. I'm going to go help him out now, though. Stop doing that, Kensei. Good job, Kensei. Very well done. Again, guys, sorry I can't read your chat. Once Lark comes back, then I'll be able to, but I don't know how long his call is going to be. Let's see. Heading over to A. There's someone sitting in it, but maybe I can turn it around. There you go, dead. It's not as fun, Shinobi, when you're being ganked up on, is it? It's not as fun, is it? No, I don't suppose it is. I don't suppose you enjoy it very much. Well, tough. Why can't I ever do that? Oh, Shaman's in trouble. What the heck? It did it again. Someone's latency is bouncing. Ah! God, it's getting annoying. How am I doing, by the way? 8 kills, 6 deaths. Ooh. I'm not doing good. We gotta take back A. I'm coming, Kensei. Just hold out. Hold out, okay? Son, you pissed me off. You shouldn't have did that! Apologies to all of you wearing headphones. Oh, come on, let me drop down on him. There. Hi, Shaman. Remember me? There we go. We did it. We did it. We somehow won that one. By the skin of our teeth. There you are, Lark. Everything okay?
Yeah, hopefully they don't call again, but they might, who knows.
Alright, well, what have we missed in chat? Because I haven't been able to check it.
Alright. Let's see. Ooh.
Apparently I've missed a lot.
Yeah. Hey Raven, this is from Jaguar. Hey Raven, if you were making a cartoon for a major network, what dark or intense thing would you put in there, like slavery, blood, war, etc.?
All of the above are on the table. I mean, I'm not going to hold myself back. If it'll work for a darker story, then I'll use it, you know? It's not a big deal.
I think you just got to present it in a way that isn't so grotesque that children can't enjoy it. I mean, like, they don't enjoy the actual, like, evil of it, but they're turned away from the content.
Well, I mean, you can handle subject matter like slavery and stuff like that. That's not a... Like, for example, take, Avatar The Last Airbender handled it with their, Earthbender, ship camp, you know? They made the Earthbenders work coal and stuff like that, you know? That's technically slavery. That definitely counts. Tyrannical regimes, again, Fire Nation did that. Questionable moral outcomes, like people willing to kill innocents. Jet tried to do it. Luckily, they saved people, but imagine if he didn't, you know? It is possible to do it. I think that people shirk back from it because they're like, we don't want to upset the kiddies. But kids are remarkably capable of understanding things without having it to be force-fed to them. So I think that we can afford to do it a little. Yeah. It's my turn to go, Shinobi. It is my turn.
Alright, and Geist Dragon says that he watched your For Honor response to the Tumblrite about the fashion. He watched that with his dad and they both laughed their asses off.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that, and I'm glad you watched it with your dad. That's awesome.
Jaguar says, hey, I recently learned that some of my family immigrated from Spain, and I want to know what medieval warrior Spain would have had. They
would have had their own brand of knights. They would have had, obviously, the conquistadors. They would have had Landsknecht. They would have had... They hired the Landsknecht.
They would. I'm conquistadors are the ones that stand out because remember they got the name conquistadors from the Reconquista. Keep in mind, medieval Spain would not have been called Spain. You would have had Castile and Aragon. Those were the two big ones in the Iberian Peninsula that would later become Spain.
Right. So the ancient Spanish knights would not have been Spain yet.
It would have been Castilian.
The Castilian.
There's also was Navarro. I'm not sure there's a foreign kingdom though.
Nah, Navarro wouldn't really.
Like in the Dark Ages, it wasn't either. It was like Asturias, if I want to say what the kingdom was.
I don't remember Asturias.
That device.
Sorry that I missed so much of your chat earlier, guys.
Clark, we join the Raven during matches, or is internet still being rude? Internet's kind of iffy tonight, but even now since me and Raven are trying to test out a new system, you might notice there's a bit of an echo with me about how both of us can talk with me being heard a little bit better, or both of us being heard a little bit better. We kind of want to stay off of inviting too many people on. Plus, we're not going to be going too terribly long tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to start this a little earlier, but we couldn't because of dinner.
Yeah. Had a little bit of some complications, shall we say.
Ooh, good parry.
Has anyone played Cards Against Humanity?
I have.
I have. I played when I was in college with when I was an RA. All right, Samuel, you just be careful there, bud.
What's the deal?
He's having a good time.
Oh, good. Glad that we're all having a good time today. I dig this new armor I got for my samurai. It looks really sick. Oh, shaman. You cheeky bitch.
Was there a special order of knights or mercenaries that were created in Spain?
We just talked about...
Yeah, I think he just wants to know if there's any, like, the conquistadors would have been among them, however the conquistadors branched off beyond just being knights. They would have had their own, I don't know all of them off the top of my head, because the conquistadors kind of like they get the most attention. Get nibbled on and then gets killed by a shinobi. Oof. But then you're an Orochi, so you kind of ask for it.
Well, Orochis are pretty toxic themselves. Exactly. Plus, those two Orochi teamed up on the shaman earlier, so...
Jaden asks, have you been on Rainbow lately?
Not lately.
Hey,
ooh.
Lord, do you and Raven like sci-fi stories more or fantasy stories more? That's a tough one. Because like, I very much do view them as two different genres, and Raven, you pretty much view it the same, correct?
They are very different in the form of what they're trying to do. Man, a raider who loves his lights.
I'm shocked. He's a Rep 70.
He's a Rep 70 raider. I'm willing to bet that's one of the only characters he plays. But anyway, back to the point. Sci-fi and fantasy have two different goals, and they have two different motivations and roles of how they do things. Sci-fi is more of the brand of, this could happen. If certain factors were at play, this could be the result.
But yeah.
Whereas fantasy is more of, this is too outside the realm of possibility to happen.
And there's like a blend between what's called science fantasy, which is technically what Star Wars would be qualified as, and stuff like 40K.
Come on.
But if I suppose, I'd probably, if you force me to pick, I like both of them, but if I had to pick, I'd probably do fantasy.
Damn it, Shaman, I needed to heal. Alright.
How are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot on by to see. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, so fantasy is more in the realm of what couldn't possibly happen. Sci-fi is where you question, could this happen? Now, sci-fi has different goals depending on what you're looking for. Like, for example, zombie stories could technically be counted as sci-fi because zombie outbreak is not too outside the realm of possibility. Hold on. Light me. Another light. Yep. Have...
Alright, let's see. I asked this at the end of the DVD stream, but have you heard of the YouTube channel Pixel Bush Entertainment?
No, I have not.
Apparently he covers the DVD heroes in a similar way you do, well not the DVD, just the DVD heroes, but also the lore of DVD in a similar way that you handle For Honor.
Well, I'm glad that they do that. I only do it because I still...
There's any that they think you might like them.
I'll look into it. Just no one please start doing the thing that people like to do with me and Go-Go Danny. Just say, he does it better, because I really don't care.
Okay. Let's see. I wonder if the devs will make joining a faction For Honor more meaningful more than just emblem and faction war.
Probably not.
At this point now...
God, I hate the light spamming Orochi. I know how people said, oh no, we fixed that. No, you didn't. You just provided a new way to do it.
Yeah. Hey, Raven, have you heard of Ghostwire Tokyo?
Nope.
Yeah, there you go. Raven, instead of the faction war, would you support the faction war if it was Orcos and Chimera?
No.
Still kind of more of the same, honestly. Have either of you played Kingdom Come Deliverance? If so, what are your thoughts on it?
Nope.
I have. I played briefly, and I like the premise, but the controls and it makes no sense. The combat is overcomplicated, in my opinion. I know that some people really like, but I think that real-life combat actually wouldn't be as complicated. And on top of all that, once I get to the castle, and your goal is like, hey, you need to get out, I have no idea how to get out. And I was also this weird glitch with the system I was playing on where like I couldn't see like the bottom of the screen, so I kind of gave up. I hear it's good though, I just haven't gone back to look at it.
All right.
Anthony wanted to point out the U.S. military does actually have a plan in case of a zombie outbreak.
Yeah, I know that.
Because you know why not?
But, well, I mean, it works better than in most zombie stories where the military is completely useless. You ever notice that?
I never liked that. The only one where that's made some level of sense was World War Z, not the movie, the book. Because the book's good.
That never made any sense to me. Whenever you watch a zombie movie or story, it's always like it always takes place with these survivors who always have really weird and strange backgrounds, which isn't a problem, but it makes me wonder, like, why do you act this way?
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get, Orochi.
Oh, here's a question. Raven, did knights have their own version of Ronin, like a bunch of knights working on their own teams with no king? Or sort of like wandering warriors?
Oh, so you mean like a knight without a... Okay, so, yes and no. You got to recognize, you can compare a knight to a samurai, but there are differences. For example, a samurai is something that you are born as, and you become a ronin when your master is no longer your master, as in they died or they dismissed you or something like that. That's when you become a ronin. Because you're technically still samurai, you just have no master, therefore you are ronin. So with a knight, though, a knight is a position given to you by the lord or king. It's not something you're just born as. You can be born to a knight, but might not reach the station of knight. You have to be knighted. There is no samuraiing. There is knighting. Now, if you're asking, were there masterless knights? In a technical sense, you could argue when the Crusader states were founded, several of the knightly orders kind of became their own sort of knight understanding, because they technically didn't serve a specific master like a specific lord. There was no lord that they answered to. In fact, in some cases, kings and lords answered to them, like in the case of the French king. Because he tried to... he tried to really come down on the Templars because he owed them a lot of money.
And then the Poles had a similar relationship to the Tectonic Knights. However, Tectonic Knights actually owned so much land that they eventually became Prussia.
But if you're talking about like a single knight who wandered from place to place doing good, that's what you call the chivalric tales, like the tales of knightly heroism. And those do exist. How real they are is up to debate, but you might have had the occasional knight who left his estate and just wandered the land in search of rights to do and wrongs to correct. You know, you might have had people like that who felt really honor bound to go out and seek out evil and destroy it. Like that might have existed. You might have seen that, but it's not a common thing, because you got to recognize that at the end of the day, knights are soldiers. That's their job. They are meant to serve a lord or master, a king, and fight for them. And if you had a knight just wandering off on his own doing whatever he felt like, that means he's not there at the beck and call of his king, which could be a problem. Although you could say that, like I said, you could argue that the knight orders, like the Templars, the Hospitallers, the Teutonics, all these different knightly orders, they technically don't have a specific lord they answer to. They answer to their orders, their elders, the people that run them. So in a technical sense, you could argue that existed, and there were definitely stories about those famous knights, like St. George and the Dragon, one of the most common and popular. This knight who's just wandering from town to town. You could also have stories like Robin of Locksley. Well, technically, he was a knight, but he wasn't acting much like a knight, was he? But the idea was, Robin of Locksley was a knight in the Third Crusade. King Richard gets captured. He returns to England to get England to help send aid to rescue King Richard. Prince John is on the throne, oppressing the people of England by taxing them into oblivion and taking advantage of them. And Robin says, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to help me save your brother so that he can come home. And Prince John says, not a chance in heck. And so they have to say, oh, this is really bad. And so Robin has to take matters into his own hands, righting the wrongs, but the difference there is Robin was not able to use his knightly authority to do anything, because Prince John was the liaison king. He was the de facto king. He was sort of in place, a king regent, if you will. And so he had more authority than any knight. So Robin couldn't walk in and say, as knight of the realm, I demand you step down. He couldn't do that. So he was defying the governmental power by fighting him. That's where this whole idea of Robin Hood robbed the rich and gave to the poor. That's a misunderstanding of the time. That was not what it was. That uses very modern ideals of economy and government and currency to explain what Robin was doing, which he wasn't. Robin was not just robbing the rich and feeding the poor. He was persecuting and attacking the government and state, which was persecuting the people, and in doing so bringing freedom and hope to the people, which you could argue in and of itself was a knight going against his master, or a knight doing what he felt was right. But another thing to keep in mind is, when talking about Ronin, don't assume that all Ronin are just these brave, noble warriors who did what they thought was right. No. Being a Ronin was not necessarily a good thing. Just because you're a Ronin does not necessarily mean you are a good person, that you are a Ronin for all the right reasons. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means you don't have a master. And some Ronin, maybe it may have been very altruistic and used their status to do good things, whereas others may have said, no, I'm just going to go be a bandit, or I'm going to be a highwayman because I can. I'm not helping because I saw them bow. I think that they want to have an honorable fight. But anyway, good question.
All right. Well, but just, man, I got a God Curse the Orochi with 254 ping, man. How do you want me to fight that? I got nothing for you, man.
Up, back out. So anyway, good question, though. I like that question.
Pyromancer, if you could repeat your question, because I'm not seeing it up here. They also wanted your opinion on, is the Kool-Aid Man the pitcher or the Kool-Aid?
The pitcher, I'd say.
Intriguing. Oh, there you have your definitive answer. Oh, that's right. He wants to know about the historical area. He was wondering if you get it, give it more thought.
The historical area? What's the question? I'm sorry.
Remember we asked at the beginning of the stream, like, which historical era would you want to live in?
Oh, I think I've been asked that before. I'd love to live in,
You were asked that before at the beginning of the stream. We never got an answer because you said you needed to think about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I think I'd like to live in medieval Europe. I think that'd be really cool. I know that I responded to that video about, you wouldn't want to live in medieval Europe. There are times I feel like I'd like it better than now. If I had to pick a specific time period in history, I'd live in probably the 50s or 60s in America, because I feel like that's where I belong. I have a very old-fashioned personality. But I also kind of see myself as a knight. I see myself as a person who would want to fight for what I believe in, fight for the right reasons. I see the romanticized knight in who I am, and what I believe in, so that I identify with that a great deal. Oh, got him.
Honestly, I think I kind of like to live in the world of like the late 19th century, because there's a lot of, like, you could be a cowboy if you really wanted to. You could like explore, travel like the last part of undiscovered areas of the planet. That'd be really kind of cool. Probably what I'd pick. If not that, I'm gonna go.
You probably want to live in a realm like Red Dead Redemption, where you can just shoot people.
Yeah, cowboy.
Or feed angry feminists alligators.
I typically never got that far with in Red Dead 2 with that lady. Typically, like the cops would be pretty quick to shoot me.
Good move. God damn, no one will let me fight you, will they? I just want to have an honorable fight with Apollyon. I want to see if a Hitakiri could take Apollyon.
What would be the locality era? We have already established sort of Europe for the medieval part, and I guess America.
Oh, Goki killed her. I mean, I guess it's good because we're on the same team, but still.
Does he take ancient Greece or maybe even, I would love to see Greece and antiquity. That would be really cool. But like if it's just to live in, then no. But like to go back and like explore, yeah. But you also pick Carthage. Careful, they're a little salty.
Sorry. Centura Bear! Come back here, Centura Bear! Yeah, run away now. Run away. You're real brave when you have a buddy. You're real brave when you have a buddy.
No prisoners taken over there.
Goki's. Just see that fat man running after him. He a big boy.
Man, you got that Green Goblin laugh.
I do? I sound like the Green Goblin when I laugh?
That's a compliment of the highest order.
I know, I'm just surprised. Alright, finally, we can have our battle.
Yes. Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle shall be legendary.
Not really.
Hey, come on, I'm trying to hype it up. Hey, Legged Lark, any lamentations in mind? I'm currently working on Kaisar's Legion.
Oh, good move.
I'm actually getting pretty close to being able to like start the full editing process. Hopefully I'll have it out by the end of this week. And then I'm going to do a sort of mini Lamentations with Raven, and then I'm going to jump into another main one.
Good fight. That was a really good fight.
The Emperor, oh look, it's my little Centura Bear. Come to Papa.
It is my little Centura Bear. Come to Papa. Yes, this pleases me.
Okay, this is a good question. J-Max, if the factions came from different lands away from Heathmore, how come when the pirates came and told stories talking about things out of Heathmore and other places, why did most locals get confused?
Like, what do you mean?
I think the confusion is basically like all of the factions supposedly came into Heathmore, like they came from other areas and they settled down in Heathmore. So when the pirate starts talking about lands outside of Heathmore, they act confused. He's wondering how the lore accounts for that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How long ago was it that black people from Africa were brought to America as slaves?
The latest one, like the most recent ones, would have been about 200 years ago.
200 years ago, right. If you walk to a random black man who had ancestors from Africa, which we can bet they did, how much history and lore and mythology could they tell you from their time, from their ancestors in Africa?
True enough.
Exactly. So you got to realize, and here that's not even 300 years. This is 1,000 years at least that they've been fighting, because Apollyon says in the opening trailer, for 1,000 years they've been fighting. So in that time, most of these people probably have no recollection or knowledge of their ancient cultures or peoples. They probably don't remember much about anything that went on in the past and long ago. Like, they probably just only have fables and tales and mythologies. They probably don't have much in the ways of consistency or anything like that.
Yeah. Regulator 2000, Lark is constantly lamenting existence. You're dang right I am. Hey Raven, if you were born a Viking, would you want to convert to Christianity, or would you...
Hold on, dude, I was giving you a setup. You asshat. I gave you the chance.
Not trying to be honorable. I hate it when they die like that.
Well, I mean, it's their right to.
No, they're not allowed.
Oh, he lighted me.
Shame. But the question is, if you were born a Viking, would you, like, assuming you were raised pagan, would you want to convert to Christianity, or would you want to remain Norse pagan?
What a hypothetical. Yes, I would want to convert.
That's how you become a Norman.
Well, I want to convert not only because that's how you become a Norman. I'm not even going to dodge you. I'm going to parry that, boy.
Shugoki, why?
Shugoki, stop it!
Turn friendly fire off, bro.
Turn off friendly fire. But anyway, so why would I want to convert? Well, for one thing, let's leave out the fact that I believe Christianity to be the true religion, okay? Let's leave out that. Let's pretend like I had no idea what is true, okay? Christianity just is easier. Genuinely. With true paganism, like true, actual, like if you meet most pagans today, if a person told you, I am a pagan, or I am an Odinist, if you actually meet someone who says that, ask them, oh, what do you do? Because to get to Valhalla, don't you have to prove yourself as an honorable warrior in battle? They'll go, so you kill people en masse, right? You're at least a soldier, right? Well, no. Then how are you going to get to Valhalla? Watch how they answer. Sometimes they'll actually have really educated, well thought out answers, but most of the time they'll just be, it doesn't work that way in the modern context. Why not?
It's interesting. I think another thing is...
But let me finish my response first, and then you can explain. My point being, with the pagan doctrines, with different pagan religions, there's always, here's the thing, and you can say this about most religions, not just pagan, but any religion, I would say. With every religion, with the exception of Christianity, there's always something that you are expected to do to be good enough to get into heaven. Or to get into paradise, you know? You have to live a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to sacrifice as many things, you have to do X, Y, and Z to get to paradise, right? The only thing Christianity says is, accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. You're done. Now, you might say, now hold on, aren't there rules in the Bible that say that you have to live Yes, there are, but the Bible tells us that when you truly accept Jesus into your heart and accept the gift that he gives, you will want to live as he prescribes. You will want to change yourself the way Jesus has taught, you know? Because the idea is when you have Jesus working in your life, it will create a transformation in you, a metamorphosis. You will no longer want to live your old sinful way. You will want to give up that sin. You will want to live according to Christ, and through that you will be prosperous. The book of Jeremiah tells us that I know the plans I have for you, plans for you to prosper. God has a plan. And all you have to do is accept the sacrifice and salvation of Jesus, and that's it. With everything else, it's, okay, you gotta live this way. If you can't live this way, you gotta sacrifice this or do this. And if you can't do that, you can't do it. You can't get in. So that's why I would choose that. Because even if I didn't know that it was the truth, I would at least look at that and go, wow, that sounds easy. That sounds very simple. Way easier than the other stuff I've been doing. But here's the crazy thing. Let's say that I'm wrong. Let's say that Christianity isn't the true religion and paganism is a true religion. The Odin gods are not going. The Odinist gods, the Aesir, are not going to care that I believe in Jesus, because remember, their rules for getting into paradise are that I prove myself a worthy warrior in battle, not necessarily that I have to believe in Odin. I just have to prove myself a worthy warrior, and Christians have proved themselves worthy warriors before. So whether I'm fighting for the church or I'm fighting for a Viking clan, as long as I meet the criteria, I should be good, right? Unless I'm misreading something.
I'm not as familiar with Norse mythology.
I'm sure someone's going to correct me in the chat.
Regardless of that, also there's like the logistical reason why a lot of Vikings did convert, and a lot of Germanic pagans converted, because they were invading, settling in lands that were predominantly Christian. So if you're going to take a trade, which is going to be more common than just raiding, then you're going to having a common faith with the people you're trading with is very helpful.
But whenever you and I have a conversation with a pagan, it always turns into a pissing match. It really does.
No, it's like a Viking we got along with.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's do that. You and me again. I'm ready for you, Apollyon.
Hey, there you go. Oh yeah, Duncan, I think you're right. I think there's more than one afterlife for the Norsemen, but typically Valhalla gets more of a reputation. It's actually kind of weird, because the first reference we have to Valhalla in any sort of afterlife for the Germanic pagans, it was in the modern day Netherlands, and it seemed to only pop up after they came into some contact with Christianity, and some scholars have speculated Valhalla was sort of made as a Norse counter to Christianity. Raven, did you rate the new Arnusha execution?
I have not rated it yet. In my next update video, I'll give it a rating. How about that? I'm going to make my next update video tomorrow. I'll give it a rating tomorrow. But I have seen it.
Really, PK? Really?
Really, PK? Ah! I just got up and Kinsey put me back down. I think it is. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like a watermelon. Anyway, what's chat saying right now? Chat saying, crucify Raven. Kill Raven.
Besides, if the Norse pagans were going to come after you, they wouldn't crucify you. They'd bloody eagle you.
Oh, that's even. I almost think that's worse.
I feel like it would be more pain quicker.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, crucifixion is a nasty way to go just because how long it takes.
Yeah.
Like, if the Romans liked you and they crucified you, they would stab you while you're up there to make sure that you died quickly. Because, like, hey, we're going to stab them to check and see if they're dead anyway, so let's just...
And that's where the Spear of Longinus comes from.
Yep. Michael Goodall says, that's so Raven. He made a Disney reference. I'm proud of you. Yeah, a lot of stuff from Norse, Tenet Zashu says, yeah, a lot of stuff from Norse paganism was taken from Christianity in order to keep their identity.
Yep, a lot of it was, and I think that a lot of people hate that, and they refuse to believe it. Like, one time I told a person that, and they said, no, it's not true, and I'm like, scholars will tell you.
It can be a little interesting, and you can debate, like, I'm not sure if that's necessarily where they got it from, but hey. It's if you want to debate that, that's fine.
You got to recognize that lots of faiths helped establish a lot of what they are from other people.
There's some cultural exchange, and because it's interesting how you can sort of see isolationist pockets of how certain, particularly paganistic faiths or polytheistic faiths, which areas reverence what. For example, you can just even do it over time. In Greece, before the Bronze Age collapse, it looked as though the chief god to them would have been Poseidon, not Zeus. However, that changed after the Bronze Age collapse and modern Greek antiquity came forward, and Zeus became more of the predominant leader of the pantheon. But each city would or area would have a god of the pantheon they would revere the most, and maybe they might pay special homage to a specific
god, to a chief god along with their preferred favorite. Oh, we haven't completed Elden Ring yet.
You really did not beat that?
We admire your confidence in us, though. That's really sweet of you. It's a very bad kids. Please don't hurt us.
Thank you.
One sliver of health left.
Literally, they were running by me thinking, he's got it. Then all of a sudden, Hitakiri shows up. Where are you going? Are you letting me heal? You are the nicest Apollyon ever. Thank you. Thank you, Apollyon. You are the best. Nobody touch him. Nobody touch this Apollyon. Nobody touch her. You will. Yeah. You and me right now. That was the most Chad thing. I almost want you to beat me. Please beat me now. Oh, no! We must do this honorably! Stop it! No! The death of honor comes at the hands of a Kinsey!
They're saying your mic is a little glitchy.
Oh, hold on, what? Any better?
Hold on. Go wait.
I think I fixed it. Is everything okay now? Is my mic bad?
I think I fixed it.
Okay, alright, I think I fixed the problem. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Apollyon, let us make things right, honey. Alright, here we go. Oh, gosh.
Oh, hey Raven, what is your opinion on AC Valhalla? Would you recommend it?
I did a whole live stream series of myself playing that.
Yeah,
I am not a fan of it.
I have very strong opinions about it as well.
Good fight. You earned that win. I wanted you to have it. I like presents. No! You jerky Takiri. Why can't you people honor a solid, honorable duel? Ah!
Hey, Ray,
So wrong.
Religion. I'm writing a story, and the major character belongs to a religion that worships the moon. Got any ideas for a name that's not overly generic?
In the name of the moon.
Moon unit? No. The lunar larpers now.
You deserve that, Kinsey, for your sins. Honestly, that's kind of up to you. Naming is not my forte. It would take me a long time to really come up with something good.
Oh dear.
What? What's wrong?
Luminous Raven X Apollyon, yes.
Yes, me and the official war mommy. Imagine if the Raven Lord and my own headcanon met, Apollyon.
Confusion. Okay. Lebeau says, I'm extremely surprised a guy like you does not have a girlfriend because you have one of the best personalities I've seen in a while. That counts for you too. Thank you.
The reason why we don't have a girlfriend right now is because the area we live in does not have girls we would want to date.
For the most part. Typically, if we find a girl that we are very much interested in, they introduce us to their boyfriends or husbands, and we're like, oh, you're spoken for. Got it.
Literally. It's very irritating.
Say what you will, but finding out a girl is dating someone else is a big turn-off for us. What can we say?
Like, we have... Hold on. Really? No, I will not dishonor this fight. No! Oh, no, what? Apollyon, stop! Stop! No! Do not disgrace what we have! Do not disgrace what we have!
No,
She was saving me! She was saving me! Apollyon! What? You beautiful woman! Is this because of the video I made for you? I feel loved. I feel loved, and this is a new feeling. I don't like it. It feels weird. It feels warm inside, and I should not feel that from For Honor.
It's hot. It's hot.
I don't want to hurt a Polymommy now. No, I refuse to fight you, a Polymommy. No. I will kill everyone else. I will not kill you.
Spartan Raptor, probably your best bet to see which Viking hero is closest to an actual Germanic warrior from like the time period of Rome. Would probably either be Warlord or Valkyrie. Just yeah, actually the armor sets for both would actually be more accurate to the Germanic period, to the early Germanic period rather than the Viking era.
I will leave, Apollyon. You may have the zone. I will not fight you in this state. Heal, so that we may do battle later.
Fabian says Ravenlark Asian girls go for Asian girls.
I've dated at least one girl from each Asian country.
Oriental. Because you've got Japan, China, Korea, and Thai.
Japan... Yes, actually. India, too.
Well, she technically wasn't from India. She was born in the States.
She's born in the States, but her family was from India.
Yeah.
I will not fight Apollyon now. Win or lose, I will not fight her. She has earned my respect.
State Farm moment. Well, she's a guy, so. Oh, that's that says, well, now I know what I'm drawing after this Raven High next Apollyon. What have we done? What have we created?
Is Apollyon ready for me to fight her, or... No, they're gonna gank her.
No, don't do it.
No, there she is, there she is!
She's too precious for this world.
You and me, Apollyon, in Zone C. Let's do this. I'm out of say no. Oh, nope. Kensei, you stay back. You stay back. Kensei, no.
This is an honorable.
No!
Do not disturb what is glorious.
I will not even use my 4th feet for fear of hurting Apollyon.
I like how everyone's like not recognizing that's what's going on.
Yeah, this Kensei doesn't get it.
There is something magical.
No! Avenge me!
I wish there was like times like this you could go betray me.
What has this match become? This is so weird.
Ravenlord, you just reminded me. So on. Ravenlord, you just reminded me.
No, I will step out. Y'all have fun with her. I will not do this. I will not be part of this.
I can't blame you. So, did you know that you can rent a girlfriend in Japan? I learned that by watching CJ the Champ. I don't know about the CJ the Champ, but I'm not sure that renting the girlfriend counts.
I know that there's an anime about renting girlfriends.
Yeah, don't watch it. It's bad.
It's bad. Yeah, I will not do it. I will not fight her like this. Not when she's this broken. I cannot.
Oh no, I think they're doing it one-on-one.
Oh, okay, then that's better. I can be part of this. She deserves her moment.
Indeed. Apollyon is in the chat.
No, Apollyon. Why'd you do that? I weep for you. You were too precious for this world.
That was one awesome Apollyon. Apollyon has seen the wolf in you.
What's with your shield, dude? I couldn't bring myself to do that to Apollyon. You... God. Heartfelt moments. Heartfelt moments. God. Alright, after something that emotional, we need to switch over to Breach now. We need a moment. We need to switch over to Breach now.
Alright, let's see. that was a roller coaster of emotions you ride last Skylander. Detective Ham. This will give away our regional identities, though we've already told where we live. Pop or soda? It's
soda. It's soda. Pop is a sound effect.
I know technically we live in the part of the country that calls everything Coke. Not really a thing as far as I'm concerned. It's soda. It's like, in order to dignify, pop is a sound effect. When you say pop, in order for me to know what you're talking about, you have to say soda, pop. Soda, I automatically know what you're talking about.
So you could say, right now I am drinking a soda. What kind of soda? A Coke. I would not say, what are you drinking? A pop. That sounds stupid. And you might be living in a place where you do say that and so it's not stupid, it's just the way we talk. Yeah, well, boo-hoo for you.
Oh, and Lebo's just, yep, Raven's goth girlfriend is Apollyon.
I've never dated a goth before.
Well, Apollyon's about to change that. She puts the goth in gothic.
She do, though. Thank you for being honorable, fair warrior, Apollyon, crippling vibes. That's my boy! Yes! No, I'm replying to that right now. Hold on, where's my phone? I'm replying to that right now. I'm gonna tell her, I'm streaming right now. It was a roller coaster of emotions. Streaming right now. My whole chat was talking about how awesome you were. It was truly an epic match.
Cody says it's really a better love story than Twilight. Oh, he's in the chat. Crippling Vibes is in the chat. Says GG Raven.
Dude, oh my gosh, dude. Okay, crippling. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. I don't know how much of the vid you've watched so far. You need to rewind a little and watch that whole match we just did. We talked about you the whole way through. We could not bring ourselves to be dishonorable with you. You were so honorable the whole way through. We had such a ball playing with you. It turned into a very emotional ride for us. That was so much fun. That is what For Honor's all about right there.
He was watching the whole time.
Oh, you were here the whole time? What? That is so awesome! Oh, man. I may need to change the title of the stream now just for that.
Apollyon X Raven.
Apollyon X Raven. That is so awesome! Oh, my gosh. That is so awesome.
You're going to have to change the thumbnail now. It's gonna have like your little heart, you with the little heart-shaped eyes going after Apollyon.
I'm going to fix the thumbnail. I'm going to fix the thumbnail. I have to. Oh man, that was so much fun. That was so awesome. Crippling Vibes, thank you for a fantastic match and for such a unique stream tonight. It would not have been the same without you, genuinely. And I want to thank my community, too, for going along with that. That was so much fun. And, of course, Lark for helping me keep track of what's going on.
Did I help, too?
Oh, sorry, Highlander. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, Highlander.
Or for stream, can love bloom on the battlefield?
There's this anime coming out. Okay, so I've heard about this anime coming out called oh gosh, what was it? I don't remember the name of it.
There's strangest names.
They do, but I don't remember the name of this one. But the whole setup is it's like Power Ranger style world where you have these Power Rangers fighting an evil sorceress or whatever. And the Red Ranger confesses that he loves the queen of the evil faction. And it just made me think of that right here.
Oh, the last guy says, this is why I love these streams, you literally never know what to expect.
You don't! You have no idea. I may go in actually kicking everyone's butt. I may not win a single match. And then other times we may find romance.
Hey, Lark, can you do a Scooby-Doo laugh?
Lark do a Scooby-Doo laugh? Roll!
Ruby recovery. I hope that pleases you.
This stream, I don't even know what to say about it anymore.
Ooh, careful there, guys.
What happened?
Don't worry.
Got him! Doing the new execution.
I guess you guys just gotta keep it classy.
Keep it.
Anything bad.
Oh, were they doing something inappropriate?
I think it was just sort of like he was just trying to make a joke and just.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was just trying to go into the Apollyon joke. I don't think he meant anything by it.
Okay, that's fine. No worries, guys. No worries. It's just this is a Christian channel.
And the pineapple was on pizza because this is a Christian.
Quoting Chris Reagan.
That guy's hilarious. Oh, he was making a reference. Oh.
What was the reference?
Apparently, there's a reference to Hell of a Boss. I have only seen one episode, so I wouldn't know. No offense to you guys. Just...
Not at all. No, I've only watched one episode of Hell of a Boss too.
On the topic of Hey Raven Knight and Legged Lark, what are your thoughts on enemies to lovers thing? How would you write it?
What we just had. Actually, I think that you can do enemies to lovers in very creative ways. Here's the thing about love when writing romance, and I guess this could be the start of a Raven's rant, although I don't think it'll be a very long one. Right. Here's the thing about writing romance. I'm not good at it, but I understand one of the basic rules. And one of the basic rules is that when writing romance, there has to be some kind of chemistry. The characters can't just suddenly drop on and go, I love you, out of nowhere, and then it just works out, you know? Like, there's got to be some kind of build up to it. The characters have to have something that connects them. Like, even if you went to 101 Dalmatians, it was one of the quickest romances you ever saw, but they at least had enough similarities involved that you could see the two together. And not only that, but when the two were together after marriage, you saw the two making jokes together, playing off of each other's dialogue. They worked off of each other very well. There was clear chemistry. You could believe those two as a couple. If I see two characters and just suddenly, I love you, I know, like, I use that joke from Star Wars because it's the classic thing that you see, but when treating enemies as lovers, like if you say that you have one enemy and another who fall in love, I don't think that's impossible. I think what needs to, like, take Romeo and Juliet. They're both from rival families, but why did they end up together? Well, for one thing, they're young. They're very, very young. They don't quite understand the concept of love and boundaries. They're still kind of on the high of, ooh, I can live dangerously. I can live apart from what mommy and daddy want me to. I can be rebellious, and maybe the common fear of persecution or the common fear of repercussions for their romance can drive them together. You know, one of the best things that brings unlikely couples together is fear of what the romance could mean for them in the long run. Like, let's say that you have two people who are not allowed to be near each other, be it because they're both on jury duty, be it because they're from rival clans or from rival groups or what have you. The fear that comes from being near each other creates kind of an adrenaline rush, and so they say, I want that feeling of being near you, and by doing that, they satisfy a need. In my story, Shogun of Crime right now, Oichi Taiga, a female Yakuza crime boss who's moved to America to marry into a mafia family, and is now the leader of a mafia family, has found a young man that she is very much in love with, but this young man, she finds out, is a police officer. So they are enemies by occupation, but she tries to make it work because, for one thing, the kind of fear of what it could mean for them to be together is stimulating for her, and she thinks he's very much the kind of person that she admires in the world, that she respects. So sometimes it goes beyond just the fact that they're enemies. What do they have in common? What do they share? What do they both believe in? I think that it totally can work, but you need to go beyond the fact that they're enemies and find commonalities in the two, or maybe very big differences that the two didn't even know they had, but they find humorous to some degree. There are ways to make it work, and I'm not saying that that is specifically the only way it has to work. I'm just saying that when you're writing enemies to become romantically involved, several things have to be considered. But I think that the first thing you have to consider is that romance should be treated like romance regardless of that. Romance has to feel natural. It has to feel believable. You have to believe that these people could be in love. You have to have some degree of chemistry involved. You have to believe that these characters know each other, or at least recognize what the other one has to offer the other. There's trust, and I think that's the first thing that's necessary for any kind of romance that's believable. There has to be trust. Like, you trust this person. You trust them to have your best interest at heart, or the best interest of heart of your family. And I think that's one of the problems that you see in modern romance writing today. It's just, oh, you're hot, I'm hot, let's have sex. And that's not romance. That's the definition of fan service, and it's lust. Yes, exactly. Lust and love are two very, very different things. Love is not just the sensation of, oh, I want to have you. It is, I want to spend my life with you. I want to give my everything for you. I think that it's actually ironic. I bring up One Piece all the time, but I do want to bring that up here. Boa Hancock, I did a whole video on her. She ate the love fruit, which means that everyone who sees her falls head over heels in love with her. Supposedly. I would say it's not really love that they feel for her, it's lust. They think she's the most beautiful thing that's ever existed. She turns on men, women, animals, anything. Like, she just turns everything on. The only person who's not affected by her is Luffy. He, for some reason, is not affected, probably because he doesn't have a lustful bone in his body. But because of his righteousness and his willingness to accept her for who she is as a former slave, she falls in love with him. But she doesn't know it's love. Despite the fact that she ate the love fruit, she doesn't know what love is. And the way she describes it is, she says, I would do anything he asked me and I wouldn't feel sorry about it at all. And you know what? You're like, that sounds terrible. But the thing is, when you're in love, that person becomes the most important thing to you. You want to see them happy because when they're happy, you're happy. When they're sad, you're sad. When they're angry, you're angry for them. Do you have rough moments? Of course you have rough moments, because living with any other human being is going to give you some degree of stress. But true romance, true love, true connection is driven by the reality that there are differences between you, but the commonalities will bring you two together, and you want this person and yourself to succeed. Because through their success, you are successful. Through their lives, through their efforts, through their goals, you will be happy as well. One thing that I thought was so interesting about the Han Solo and Leia dynamic was that Han and Leia started off incredibly different. One was selfless, the other selfish. One was a rogue pirate, the other was a princess and politician. They have nothing in common, but they both come to admire something they do have in common. One thing in common: stubbornness. Both of them are incredibly stubborn. Both are very self-sufficient, very self-reliant. Both have very can-do attitudes. Leia fell in love with Han's, not only his looks, but his tactical abilities, his piloting skills, his desire to get things done no matter what, his creativity, his ingenuity, his real-world skills, and he fell in love with her spunkiness, her desire to get things done her own way, her unshakability. These were things that drove them together, and eventually, when she does confess her love for him, I believed it. And when he said, I know that was an ad-libbed line from Harrison Ford because he forgot his actual lines, but it made sense for his character, because it's like, I know you do. But you've always been too stubborn to say it, and I get that because I'm the same way. You know? That's romance. That's love. It's not just, oh wow, you look hot, therefore I want to be with you. That's not love. That is the definition of lust. So that is my stance on that. The whole idea of love at first sight, no such thing. It is lust at first sight, love after connection. That's why I don't like the idea of blind dates or online dating, because yes, you get to know the person, but I like to feel like I knew them before we went out to do something. I like to feel like we have this prior connection, so now I want to spend more time with you to see if there's something between us. And if there's not, there's not. You know, dates don't always have to be, oh, we just had a date, we're destined to be together. But I like to feel like when I'm with them, I'm like, there's a chance here. You know, maybe. And then if we say, you know what, there really isn't, I walk away feeling, bummer, but at least I tried. And we're still friends at the end. But that is my stance on writing love and understanding love. Love is the giving of yourself for another. That is love.
Hadaway always asks, what is love? And well, now we got the answer. But yeah, the chat really liked that.
Oh, really? They did?
That and at the same time, they were trying to figure out what type of alcohol Apollyon would drink. So you had half the chat that was trying to figure out that conundrum, and the other half was going, Raven spit facts, man.
That's always what happens, you know. I'll be talking about something really deep and important, and chat just be going, "What kind of alcohol you think Apollyon drinks?"
The duality of man. At the same time, we're listening very intently and having a serious situation, but at the same time, what the Apollyon do?
What the Apollyon do?
Yep. And to answer your question, because a lot of them are going for a lot of hard liquor, my personal opinion, keep in mind this is a medieval period. Hard liquors like vodka and whiskey haven't quite been. Their manufacturing process hasn't been quite written in stone, so I'd probably say an undiluted wine from like the Greek area would probably be her preferred. But I think she could get down with her foot soldiers and drink the good old ale like everybody else.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But watch Skyler, and that's what. And what did Kylo and Rey have? That's right.
Well, Kylo and Rey, there was no... Their relationship made absolutely no sense.
Actually, no, they did have something in common. Bad writing.
Yeah, they had that. They had that in common. Shame, too, because...
They could have...
The actor who plays Kylo Ren, what's his name, Adam Driver?
Yeah, Adam Driver.
He is a very good actor. I can tell, like, there are moments where I'm like, oh, man, this is a character waiting to be born.
Yeah, I think that Daisy Ridley should just been given better direction. We could have had something out of that.
I think she can be a good actor. I genuinely, this is a moment where I think I blame it all on the director.
I blame it on the director and the writers.
Definitely. They did not know what they were doing. Well, no, I take that back. They knew what they were doing. It just wasn't good.
And we'll talk with Hannah about it later, fellas.
With Hannah about what?
They want to draw the Raven Knight getting with Apollyon. We could draw them being filthy degenerates and have them hold hands.
Oh, God. Saying each other's names. Apollyon calling Raven Raven.
That whore. Oh, that's sort of thing. When I found out about premarital hand-holding, I was just sick.
But what would happen? Would Apollyon go to war for Raven? Or would she realize that Raven is more important than bloodshed?
That's the thing. She would be. There should be. There'd be two wolves inside of her, warring each other over that.
One wolf believes in the beauty and importance of war above all things. The other loves the Raven. Which wolf will win? It's truly a conundrum of epic proportions.
Reminds me of an old adage. There are two wolves inside of you. One is addicted to crack. The other is addicted to crack.
You are addicted to crack.
Does anyone remember Sly Marbo? How can we forget?
How can we forget Sly Marbo?
That mad lad.
Do not ask Sly Marbo a question about morality. It will only breed more Sly Marbos. I'm just kind of running around at this point.
This is interesting. Came back from power leveling War Mommy. Just realized female Warden and Warmonger could have had an Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader sort of transformation.
You know, probably could have.
Actually, we kind of know how Apollyon's evolution went through Astria, but that might be an explanation for Astria.
It's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Only through marriage can I say your name. Oh, we're going by Goblet Slayer rules.
Ooh.
You mean
We weren't always? Inside of you there are two wolves. I have no idea how the hell you're still alive. Regulator over here bringing up the good points.
Exactly. Inside you have two wolves. Congratulations, twins.
That's a very happy Fenrir. Or, actually, Fenrir is a male wolf, right?
He was.
Then that's very awkward.
Fenrir Grey Wolf.
I was referring to the... Never mind.
Yeah, no, that's what he's called. He's Fenrir the Grey Wolf. Or the Dread Wolf, whichever you want to call him.
I'll call him Spot. Actually, no, that's Cerberus. Like, Cerberus, like, in Greek translates to Spot, so Hades named his Hellhound Spot.
Yes!
Here, Spot, guard the underworld.
Spot!
I recommend the number of wolves inside of you is 0.
Very true.
Slime Armor is one of the lost Primarchs, just short like Alfarius.
Why are our soldiers running so far down this way? Did the enemy team just quit?
Now, with the way they get their behind scenes to him, I wouldn't be surprised. Have you ever seen a bot log out? Like, oh man, I can't, my programmer can't handle this. Harvesters like, I had a stuffed dog called Spot as a kid. You had a Cerberus, you just didn't know it.
Run, Spot, run.
With the fancy group for honor has been taken, maybe Warmonger genuinely can't take off the armor due to some
magical reason, yeah.
Handwave voodoo magic, or she'll die like later.
Ooh, that's
Interesting legends idea.
That is an interesting idea.
Maybe the price of using Draconite.
Ah, that might be a thing to consider.
Hades is seen as the bad guy, but he named his dog Spot. Exactly, you can't hate the guy. Particularly when he's voiced by James Woods.
That's even more reason.
Inside my grandma there are two wolves, one with dementia and the other one with dementia. And the one with dementia, and the one with dementia. I hope the one with dementia doesn't win. Ketchup or mustard? Both.
Both them.
If you start worshipping Slanesh, how many wolves can you expect to see inside your body? I feel like that's if you join the Space Wolves. Besides, no pun intended, but Slanesh is more into crabs.
Crabs. Or crabs are into her, eh? Okay.
She has STDs, is what we're trying to say.
I missed. I can get it.
Grant, I can't get the image of Apollyon in a gown out of my head.
Oh, like a wedding gown? Oh my god.
What would she look like? Does she still have the helmet on?
No, we gotta think of what Apollyon would look like under the helmet. Like, hey, if Halo can take off Master Chief's helmet.
Yeah, that Paramount Plus did the sin.
Oopsie daisy.
They rated any terrible shows as of like funny you should mention.
I did watch Halo.
Yeah, we watched the first one.
Did a whole response to that. Actually, okay, a little bit of an announcement, guys. I'll give y'all a little announcement. This is a big deal. Okay, ready? You ready for this one? Okay. I was challenged by Hannah to try and rewrite the first episode of Halo and make it good, but I had to maintain all of the things that they added character-wise and direction-wise. Like, so basically, every character that was added and their purpose had to remain the same. Now, I could change out their names if I wanted to. Like, for example, if I wanted to say, okay, Miranda Keyes, that officer that did Miranda Keyes' role, that's not Miranda Keyes, that's just a different officer. That's fine. But the basic direction that it took and characters all have to remain the same, and I have to make the story good. After thinking about it for literally 3 hours, I think I spent 3 hours thinking about it, I came up with a better plot than what the first episode gave us. And I will be releasing a video in the near future where I explain what could have been.
A challenge undeniable. Indeed, Jaguar. Isengard just said, just a note, Apollyon is 50 to 60 years old, so probably a female silver fox. There's another term for that.
A MILF?
I believe you are correct. The age is never officially confirmed, could be border, because we do see a little bit of like gray flex in here, but considering that she's been fighting, that probably has aged her a bit, you know. Actually, Apollyon is somehow 16 years old from what I've heard. Where did you hear that?
Where did you hear 16?
There is no way.
That girl's 16?
No.
I don't think so.
You expect me to believe Apollyon ain't old enough to drink a beer? I don't believe it. Well, Warcraft, we were trying an experiment with the mics. Since typically what happens is we have one mic that we would share between us and we would both have to sort of like lean in to do it. And so what we're doing now is we're both using our headset mics for the stream so that you can hear both of us with the mics actually right next to our heads. Which is why I have a bit of an echo and why Raven's mic sounds a bit off.
But if it's working, I mean...
Hey, as long as it works. I mean, for longer prepared videos, we will know, those are expected to have improved armor, not armor.
Yeah, I'll definitely use my normal microphone for that.
They got it, they were just curious. Tenet. Theory. Apollyon is literally a newborn.
Alright, well I think that's probably where we're going to have to end it because it's now 11:15 where we are. Alright, let's pull out of that one. What a fun night. Alright, to make things quick, we'll just take a few quick questions and then that'll be where we end it for the night. So, Lark, if you wouldn't mind.
Alright. Let's see, how would you write a character to be a tyrant?
How would I write a character to be a tyrant? I would write them tyrannically, yes. Essentially, when writing a tyrant, you've got to... I think the problem that a lot of people face when they write villain characters is they try to make them mustache-twirlingly evil for the sake of being evil, which isn't always a bad thing necessarily. But you often want the villain to want something. There's something that they're after. There's something they're trying to complete. And the things that they do are in service to that end goal. When the villain has everything that they want, then the tyrannical villain has achieved their goal, and their primary goal now is to crush the enemy or to crush the dissidents who would try to take away their power or position. You see that in Palpatine in the Star Wars original trilogy. He has basically taken over the galaxy, and he knows it, but he also has to fight to maintain it from the rebellion, who he probably thought at first wasn't really much of a threat, but now he's actually having to consider them as dangerous. And then he sees Luke as a new potential apprentice to him, and so he has to deal with that. So, genuinely, it comes down to what you want your tyrant to be doing, if that makes any sense. Next.
Alright. Lark, are you inside of the cave? Mentally speaking, yes. The cave is filled by mind. There's a good echo in here because there's a lot of room. Anyway. Brother Warcraft is offering like next time you're in Elden Ring and you need some help, just let him know.
Taking a break from Elden Ring for now because I'm focusing on some other projects.
But we'll get back. Alright. Like we said, Ethan, we're still playing Elden Ring. We're taking a break right now, but we will get back to it. So we haven't had the full-on ending yet. Alright. It's a bit silly, but okay. Should eye sneezes be a thing since eye boogers are? Yes.
Yes, that's what we call projectile crying.
Death. Just dropped him and pulled back a message. He wants to know about the diary.
Did you not read the diary today?
There you go.
I released an entry today. It was a good one, in my opinion. Worked hard on that one.
Indeed. All right. A few more questions.
Let's take 3 more.
Death says love the content.
Thank you.
He approves of the diary. Nice. As one should. Which pose should I draw for Apollyon and Ravenlord? I am kind of partial to the hand holding just because it's so scandalous.
Whatever you feel is best, man. I'll let you decide.
Raven, will you do any more legend videos?
Of course.
Why not?
But I've had some new projects come across my desk, so I haven't been able to work on any for a bit. Guys, with all the projects I do, I can't possibly do them all at once. Like, I need time between them. I'll do more Legends videos in time. Revna is next. And I've got her story planned out. I just got to write it down and record it, which is going to take a little bit of time. And especially since my vacation ends tomorrow, I'm going back to work, so that means less time to work on stuff. So just be patient with me. I'm still working on things. Especially with this whole Halo debacle, I had to put aside a lot to release that as quick as I could.
If each of the factions fought within themselves, which factions would win? Like, how it depends on how the factions would break down in their civil wars.
Yeah, literally.
What was the one Ubisoft guy who complained about media getting dragons and wyverns wrong or something?
I don't remember.
This was what I was asked earlier, but he's asking it again. Do you have any Chaos-themed warriors? You may want to show him a few of the ones you have.
I do have one Chaos-themed warrior.
Well, technically you have 2.
Who's the other?
Lubricant.
Yeah, okay, so here's my Chaos Warmonger.
Think Valkyrie. Or, yeah, from Warhammer.
So that's her. That's the Chaos-themed Warmonger. She's a Cornate Berserker. And then I have Horus Lupercal.
Yeah, to be fair, another guy, who designed it specifically?
I forget.
But, yeah. It was a design that popped up on the Discord, and, beautiful.
So there you go. Those are my 2 Chaos Warriors.
Ethan, I think you're right, it was Larry. The Ubisoft guy that was making the Raisin Stink, it was Larry.
Probably.
Larry.
Always Larry. Always. Always.
Hey Raven, when do you start getting capes for War Mommy?
Right out the bat, the capes are for the basic sets, and the alternative ones are not for. So, if, like, for example, if I go to War Mommy and I look through the stuff that she has, like if I go to chest armor, if I look at, let's say, and I'll just show it, change look. Okay, so let's start with the bottom tier. These are your bottom tier. So you have the Astria chest, but you can also get the Astria alternate chest, which does not have a cape. But if you get the Astria basic chest, it gets a cape. You can have the Dysnomia chest, alternative, which is without, or you can get the Dysnomia, wherever it is. I must have passed it. Dysnomia. Where are you? Must have missed it. But you see my point. My point being that if you have the Lethe alternate, it will not have a chest armor. But if you get the Lethe basic, it will have a cape. So right now I have the Apollyon chest, which is the basic, but you can also have an Apollyon alternative, which does not have a cape. So that's how that works.
Bro, that's Lupercal looking spry for someone that's been physically obliterated.
True story.
True. Duncan, good to hear your dad's coming back from Indonesia. I hope his transition into university goes smoothly.
Excellent.
Mom, you say that is impressive. Raven for honor high win.
What?
When are you going to make for honor high?
Oh, I still need to write that, don't I?
Well, it's coming. but the plans we have.
I'll write something. It won't be great, but I'll write something.
Gotta get like energy, make it like a comic.
Yeah. I feel like it should be comic material.
But yeah, you guys, as soon as we have something down, we'll know something.
Yeah, as soon as I get an idea down. Because it takes time, you know? These things aren't easy.
Do you have any sub-Rep 10 characters?
Some Rep 10 characters?
Sub-Rep 10.
Yeah, Pirate is still Rep 9. But she'll get there. She'll get there.
I think
That's all?
I think that's it.
Alright, well thank you guys so much for watching the stream. This was a lot more fun than I was expecting. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of really intense moments. This was a good stream. Sorry it has to be such a short one, but it looks like we didn't have a whole lot of people logging on for this one anyway, so maybe that was for the best. In any case, guys, I hope your week goes well. I've got one more day off tomorrow, but then next week I go right back to work. Lark actually, though, has all week off next week because it's spring break for us down here. I don't know if it's spring break for y'all or if y'all's spring break was earlier. When's the rest of the country spring break?
It varies from district to district. Because of the heritage, ours has to be this week.
Okay, what are most before this?
Most are typically in March.
Okay. Then in that case, this was kind of an interesting, this is going to be an interesting week for us. Lark is still working on his Kaisar's Legion video, which he says he'll try to get out this week. I'm going to get my Halo video out soon. I'm going to have an update video out Monday, and I will try to have my next Legends video out next week. I know that people are missing my For Honor content. I promise I haven't forgotten it. I'm working on it. I'm just really, really tired. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Always happy to hear from you guys. And I will see you in my next video. Take care.
Have a good one, guys.